going, fellas? What we got here is a little bit different of a video today. We have two 302s completely stripped down. That one's not as complete, but this one's just bare bones. And we're going to go over what we found in these two 302s and why they're blown apart in 1,000 pieces. Welcome to Hi-Ho Stable Garage. Now, the whole reason why any of that is going on is because this engine right here was in our 1986 Ford F-150. It's parked just outside beside the barn. You might have seen it in a couple videos. Anyway, this is the engine out of that truck. It's a 302 C6 transmission truck, so an automatic. But this engine was pulled due to a heavy knock. And we never really had the time to dive into it, so as you see the engine, this is kind of how it was. It could simply be a cracked head, but it could also be rod knock or a spun bearing. It was a bad knocking sound, knocking on heaven's door. So both of these blocks here are 302s out of trucks. One was using A1 heads and one was using E7 heads. We'll get into that in a second. But this is the good block and this is the bad block. This engine was out of a 94, and it was originally pulled about 10 years ago. We pulled it, but we stored it just on a pallet underneath a tarp outside. What happened to this is as we took it apart, just doing our final checks, the heads are completely scrapped because the water got to them. But the thing that killed this block, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me get a light, one sec. But no, the part that broke the camel's back on this engine is that right there. That is a crack through the cylinder wall. Most likely, that's from water getting inside this engine. And then as it froze, it expanded and broke the water passage right there. So this block right here is toast. We couldn't use that anymore. This block right here, this is the one that we're actually going to be putting back together and putting back on the road. This block right here was a parts engine originally for the Dodge Colt with a T5 manual transmission swap. That idea is no longer a thing. The car is no longer a thing here. So this block ended up being a parts block for the 302 HO swapped RX-7. And I also built a 302 with E7 heads that I sold, and this block here donated its timing cover to that engine. The rest of the block actually ended up sitting in the back of the shop for quite a while. This one was a good stand-in, and we had it around, so this is the one that's ultimately going to be built into the 302 that we're aiming for. Now, this 302 right here has been stripped down to its bare necessities, so the only thing that's aftermarket in this right now is essentially the cam bearings. This block here is going to go to a machine shop and get more advanced work, so some cam bearings, etc. Stuff that we can't do here, or not that we can't do it, but stuff that, you know, you want to pay the expert for because the parts are expensive. So the cam bearings are going to go to a different shop. They're going to put those in and they're going to clean it up for us. But what we did is we took out the cam and the crank and all the pistons and all the lifters, and basically, being it's a roller 302, they were both roller 302s, we should be able to take the best pistons out of each and every one, because the bores are the exact same and the crank is the exact same, all that stuff. And whatever one is the best of the best, we should be able to make a set of 8 and stab it back into that engine with new bearings, new rings, new seals, new gaskets, all the fixins.